When I get too worried, I turn off my lights. I take out a very large knife and I say to a bully now, you can have yourself, you can have your mind, and you can have your gun and your drugs, your machine gun and your crack and your methamphetamines. And you can say hola to a cartel to go buy your marijuana cannabis sold in a business with a black African American Black Lives Matter security guard. And you can whisper to your walls. You can talk to your building. And you can leave me the fuck alone. You can leave me all alone. And you can knock on my door and find out what a veteran from Vietnam saw when he was kicking on it, you say, has to do with that. Consciousness, this, gender neutral, them, are. For a novel you're writing, for a poetry workshop provided by a business organization called Community House Mental Health in Seattle, Washington, on Capitol Hill, in a Caroline W. apartment building with surveillance cameras, service animals, and a lot of dominance. A lot of men who want to calm emotions and smoke their tobacco out their windows. And nearly cause asphyxiation from perfume smells bought at grocery stores instead of sourdough bread and some Viagra at a pharmacy to help you get erect. For a community to have sex, drugs, in 1900s music now. One of the children I used to babysit would say, Nola. And I could never tell her and her brother, I could never tell Liam, I could never tell Alden, I could never tell Sam and Davis, I could never tell Moira and a little boy with curly hair who dressed as a girl. How much freedom we have available as humans on Earth now. Living in a world, in a city, in a civilization, in a part, in a location of a planet Earth where they reside now, where I'm forced, required, given application review material, sitting next to a man whose face and scooter I recognize from Broadway and saw at a bus stop where he nearly attacked me a few days after I got assaulted by a large African man who was not arrested, similar to a woman downtown who got ambushed at a crosswalk and brutally beaten with a punch. People reported to a police department nearly defunded over on Queen Anne and unfortunately on Capitol Hill. Nobody stopped, nobody paused and went, why did that man just hit that man? who had headphones on, a phone working on school application material, and confused and misdirected from him staring at me and the man me standing behind being of a same race told to me by those professors of ethnicity. Cardiovascular surgeons who say, calm your heartbeat. Who work with an endocrinologist who puts his hand in my face and touches my legs and rubs my tummy. From an object taken out of my brain, floating in outer space on an object called planet Earth by all of these same humans who use their culture and dialect and freedom to restrict and limit and control and observe a lab experiment patient who they call a client in another jurisdiction, and at University of Washington, a necessary Western State hospital visitor who goes to vending machines and uses freedom available to have cigarettes and tobacco and cigars. And talking about oceans with sharks, babies in strollers. And what they heard and saw after a man said, snitch, rat, oh my gosh, a monkey, and a parachute. And the United States Navy on a boat and underwater in a submarine who no longer have a chaplain applicant, who no longer have a supporter, who must defend a country with these conditions and restrictions and control of businesses and denial of recovery from cancer now, to receive free money, food bank donations from a U district operation location, an emotional stimulation and social reward for watching a clock and hearing an object from China sold on a website for American products slowly and loudly moving closer to 0 hour now. Om Aum Vajra Guru Bama Siddhi Om. A part of Earth where Tibetan Buddhism, also similar to China, has been reduced, silenced and quieted, in witchcraft, magic, pedophilia, child molesters who watch time and observe sound to find their victims, no longer called a crime now.